afternoon to you all. The Tamil National People's Front decided to have a press conference primarily to express our view with regards to the resolution that has been successfully passed at the UN Human Rights Council yesterday. Our party wishes to express our grave disappointment with regards to the resolution that has been passed, and we wish to unreservedly distance ourselves from that resolution, and we say so for three reasons. Firstly, the resolution once again, like the similar resolution passed last year in March 2012, once again asked the government of Sri Lanka to carry out a so-called independent and credible investigation into breaches of international law. Now, even when the resolution that passed in 2012 was announced, our party expressed our utter disappointment on the basis that no internal investigation can be asked for, since the Sri Lankan state military is in fact an accused party, and the state in itself thereby stands as an accused party. Our view is to ask an accused party to carry out an investigation is a complete breach of the concept of natural justice, and as a result, such a request for a local investigatory process has to be rejected outright. So, firstly, the fact that this resolution, like the previous resolution 1 year ago, asks that local mechanisms be put in play in order to carry out investigations, we find unacceptable, and we reject it completely. And we reject it more so because over the last 1 year, there have been several things that have happened that has made it impossible. For there to be any semblance of independence with regards to such a local investigatory process. In particular, the fact that there is currently a Chief Justice who has been appointed, who we all know has been in Geneva and many other forums defending the Sri Lankan state to its hilt with regards to allegations of grave human rights abuses, grave breaches of international humanitarian law, and that such a person now stands at the head as Chief Justice makes any domestic accountability process a mockery. So the fact that it's a breach of the concept of natural justice is on the one hand, but even if we were to go beyond that, events over the last year makes it even more unacceptable than it was the first time around. The second reason why we wish to reject the resolution that has been passed is because the resolution puts emphasis and a lot of faith in the recommendations of the Lessons Learned and Reconciliation Commission's report. Now, if you look at the circumstances under which the Lessons Learned, that is the LLRC Commission, actually functioned, you would recall that credible human rights organizations through the world themselves had rejected the idea of the LLRC. And the reasons given were, number one, the people who are appointed to the commission, which is the LLRC, were people who are noted for their partiality towards the regime, current incumbent regime. Secondly, the mandate of the LLRC itself was very problematic. And thirdly, the very nature and the setting and the background in which the LLRC was to function and the modalities with which it was to function essentially did not provide any safe environment for a credible process of investigation and for a credible process for the commission to function in. And as a result, the LLRC was actually rejected and boycotted, despite the fact that the government asked organizations such as Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, asked several political parties to take part. Those organizations boycotted the LLRC from the very inception on the basis that it was not a credible process. And as a result, parties like ourselves also rejected it, and as a result, the Tamil people who are the custodians and who are the reservoir of evidence with regards to all the atrocities that were committed did not take part. So the ultimate product of the LLRC is a fundamentally flawed process through which a very, very inadequate document that has been produced. So in that backdrop, the fact that the resolution for the second time around, like last year, this year too, chooses to emphasize and almost revolve around the LLRC recommendations, we find unacceptable, fundamentally flawed, and as a result must be rejected outright. And finally, the third reason why our party wishes to distance ourselves from this resolution is because, unlike the first resolution passed in 2012, in this resolution there is a specific mention of the provincial council system, where the resolution welcomes the government's announcement that it will hold provincial council elections for the Northern Province. It is our belief that the 13th Amendment to the Constitution of Sri Lanka, which created the provincial council system, is an unacceptable basis for any solution to the Tamil national question. And the fundamental problem with the 13th Amendment being mentioned is that the 13th Amendment and the provincial council system was brought on the basis that it would be a starting point for a solution in the 80s. It has been rejected by the Tamil people outright for the last 20 odd years. We see no credible reason for it to be mentioned in a resolution such as this, which essentially talks of reconciliation and accountability. So reconciliation meaning very clearly reconciling differences with regards to the conflict in the first place. And therefore, for these very, very important reasons, our party's considered view is that we are not only unable to associate ourselves anywhere closely with the resolution that was passed in Geneva, but also that we have come to a difficult decision to reject the resolution that was passed. Thank you.